Now, as a gamer, I love having a conversation every year asking what game should actually win Game of the Year. Now, I know the gaming community with this conversation could go very toxic with all the disagreements and all the back and forth, but it also could be positive when you find out someone loves the game just as much as you. And with the Game Awards being right around the corner, I feel like it is the perfect time to ask what game should actually win Game of the Year. That's going to be an impossible task, but we're still going to try. So drop your thoughts in the comment section right now. Drop a like on the video. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, the world itself in 2025 was still crazy. Yes, we're going through it, but the gaming world, it delivered and the art was beautiful. And I want to thank GTA 6 for that because it opened up the floodgates for all these bangers and all these great games and all these great experiences to drop in the gaming world. So that's why we first going to talk about the hunt. Okay, now the hunt is a battle between two games fighting for that last spot to make it into the Game of the Year category. And the two games that I have in that category is the hottest game out right now, being Arc Raiders, and the best game I feel like that came out on Nintendo this year, Donkey Kong. Now I know the Nintendo fans and some people gonna feel disrespected that we even having this conversation, but you got to give Arc Raiders its flower because it is the hottest game out right now, and the hype is real. But to be real, I do think it's gonna fall short, and Donkey Kong is gonna be my sixth and final spot to make it into this conversation for Game of the Year. Now let's get into the other five. So now that we got that last spot figured out, let's actually dive into what I think could be the list for the category of Game of the Year. First up, we already know we got Donkey Kong making the list. Then we got Silk Song. Then we got KCD because a lot of people been sleeping on KCD. Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2 because it is a Kojima game. And last but not least, Expedition 33. All right, so now it's finna get tricky because now we got to enter the elimination stage. We'll eliminate 5 games from this list so we can determine and truly answer the question, what game will be Game of the Year for 2025. All right, now welcome to the elimination stage, y'all. We in the end game. I'm channeling my inner Y2J because I got my list here. And if I read your name off this list, you are no longer in my prediction to win Game of the Year. You feel me? So first things first, the first game I got being eliminated, Death Stranding 2. I know it's gonna hurt a lot of people, but I feel like the only reason they made this list is because it was a Kojima game. And the Game Awards love the Kojima. It's like the Kojima Awards. It's a joke every year. But I feel like it lost a lot of steam throughout the year. Coming out so early in the year could also hurt a game. I felt the same way about Split Fiction 2. That's why I kind of didn't make that hunt to where it was on the hunt for that final 6 spot. But Death Stranding 2 is still a great game, and I do think it will make the category. I just don't think it will win Game of the Year. Next up, sad to say, Ghost of Yotei and Donkey Kong. We're gonna put them together, bro. Straight up, because with Ghost of Yotei and Donkey Kong, they are both exclusive. So I feel like they're gonna have big fan bases like the PlayStation fan base arguing for Ghost of Yotei. Great game in its own right, but it did come out pretty late. And I don't think it feel like it has the steam behind the game with it coming out so late. It should be so hot. It should go into the Game Awards smoking hot. But I feel like Arc Raiders kind of had that place. That's why I was arguing that for the hunt. I just don't think it was Game of the Year material. Now, with Ghost of Yotei being Game of the Year material, I feel like it didn't have the same steam that Arc Raiders got, and it's been a exclusive. I think it's not going to win Game of the Year. But if it does win, I wouldn't be surprised because it is still a great game. Donkey Kong in the same breath, you feel me? Nintendo fans gonna go crazy for it. It did love it, you feel me? And Donkey Kong, the type of game it is, it has its place. But with Astrobot winning last year, even though it was kind of like a platformer, I do think Donkey Kong is just going to get noted in the category. Maybe miss it, but I do still see it making it. But I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. You feel me? Next up, KCD, bro. Now, this is kind of hard to say because the reason this made the list for me, because this isn't a personal list, I've seen a lot of people putting KCD in the Game of the Year category. I don't think so, but the fact that I've seen it by so many gamers, I had to put it in this category. You feel me? So it should be, or in a different year, maybe it could win Game of the Year, but I don't feel like it has that ick factor. I feel like a certain fan base will like this game. I did like some things about the game, but it just didn't strike that oh my god factor with me. You feel me? Like I say, it's that ick factor to where it's really gonna drive home winning a Game of the Year category. Now, if it does win, that would be a huge surprise, but I just don't see it winning, so I had to eliminate the game. And I ain't gonna lie, that one kind of hurt because even though it isn't my niche or my style, I do still feel like this was a great game, and a lot of people do love it. So a lot of y'all might come at me for that. And the last elimination, of course, Silk Song. I just think it's too small to win Game of the Year. Kind of messed up to say small. I want to say it like it's this super indie game and they made it with $1 and it's still in the conversation. I think it making the conversation the Game of the Year is a win for this game. It's still a great game in its own right, But compared to my game of the year, I don't think none of these games really hold up. Like this game hold up and it held up all year. So the game that I got winning game of the year is obviously the answer is Expedition 33, bro. I was down this hill this year, bro. I've been arguing this all year. Expedition 33 is the game of the year, bro. It isn't even really a conversation to me. No disrespect to these other games because they were great in their own right, and I loved multiple games this year. But Claire, bro, this game was beautiful. This game was beautiful, bro. The story, the art, the fighting, it was all there, bro. This is game of the year. And at the time that it came out to still hold up, bro. And it's in everybody's category. Like, it ain't got to be your prediction to win game of the year, but it's on everybody's list, at least in the category. That says enough to me, bro. This game is beautiful. It deserves it. I don't think it was made by a big company, so it's going to shout out to some of these indies and some of these smaller companies that just really care about making the best product and the best story and the best game instead of being greedy like other companies and just giving us straight up bullshit and just lazy writing and just lazy dev work and shit like that. But Claire, Expedition 33, it didn't waste any time. It didn't waste any faults. It isn't perfect, but as you see on Steam, it is rated a 10 out of 10. And in my book, I would rate it at least a 9 out of 10, maybe this year. You feel me? Maybe. It was one of the bangers that came out this year, bro. Expedition 33 completely delivered, I think, on all metrics, on all systems, bro. It fired off, bro. They shot all their bullets out, and it just delivered. They got the kill. So my game of the year is Expedition 33. Let me know what you got winning in the comment section down below. And also let me know your category. I know it's going to be some disagreements, but keep it positive. We ain't got to do all the toxic back and forth, especially over predictions. It just isn't that serious. And with the Game Awards, my main thing really watching, I want to see the big trailers, you feel me, and some of the controversial moments that happens. You feel me? So that's the type of stuff that I'm in for, the laughs and the enjoyment as a gamer. But all gamers unite here at the Reefer family. Keep it positive in the comment section. Like I said, drop a like on the video. It will help the YouTube algorithm. Love y'all. I was great having another YouTube video. We want to do more conversations around gaming content like this on the channel. So drop some ideas in the comment section down below as well. But it's your boy Reefer. Stay blessed, stay dangerous, and stay a part of Reefer family. And I'm out. Phone ringing, baby, I'm too busy, stuck up in this motion. I ain't never did it for the clout, it's money over fame. Going viral, never ever really been a drug for me. Baby, I've been crossing out the U's cause I'm choosing.